All right, joining us via Zoom from Dakar on the usage of radio platforms globally in the dissemination of climate change issues is the head of Office African Union Broadcasting, AUB, Margaret Komol. Margaret, you are welcome to our news.
Thank you, NTA, for having me and having the AUB. It's World Radio Day. Happy to celebrate. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now, the second AUB's Media Summit began today in Dakar, Senegal, with climate change and disaster risk reduction as focus, and then leveraging the radio as a tool for climate awareness and solution. How is this provoking discussion at the summit?
Very important discussions have been ongoing today as the AUB kicks off with its second summit on climate change and disaster risk reduction. We had experts from scientific community, we had civil society organizations and UN offices present at this very important meeting when the world commemorates World Radio Day. And at the same time, also we are there to tell them, okay, as you're commemorating the World Radio Day, you also need to focus on climate issues as the theme is around climate. So the second summit is very well received. Discussions are ongoing in a very good manner. They have been useful. Participants are satisfied so far.
All right, Margaret, what does reaching the last mile radio for climate action really mean? And how do you think journalists reporting climate change can effectively communicate this to the remotest community across Africa?
Thank you for the question. You know, ma'am, when you talk of disasters and impacts of climate, usually big cities are not very much impacted, though they are impacted, but how these impacts affect the rural communities, those people we cannot reach, it's very important we highlight the need today for radio to play its role in the disaster risk reduction chain. That is why we had to theme this summit reaching the last mile, because we want to have everyone on board. We want to make sure those at the also extreme far countries, they get to know, they get to have information, timely information regarding climatic issues, and also how to prepare and how to curb the impact. So it was very important for us to have all stakeholders on board, and that's why we had to mention it, reaching the last mile.
The African Union of Broadcasters Summit is happening on a day when the world is marking World Radio Day. Tell us the importance of this day.
Well, we are celebrating the World Radio Day, and it's important to remind radio that in as much as we celebrate you, you are that medium that reaches has a far reach. It's also good for you to know that you have a very huge responsibility. So it was important to mark this summit around this event. And for us, we've had stakeholders engagement very much. We had participants from more than 26 African countries representing radio stations. We have participants from the UN communities, IFRC, UNDRR, we had FAO, a couple of other civil society organizations. So it's important as we celebrate World Radio Day, we remind them you also have responsibilities.
Well, Margaret Komol, head African Union of Broadcasters, thank you so much for your submission on the news on NTA International.
Thank you for having AUB. Thank you, NTA.
Very well. This is the news on NTA International. Let's pause here for a break. Stay with us.